Dear Santix, hi, it's me again. First, I want you to know that I respect the fact that you might now identify differently than you did last year, so I'll keep calling you Santix until you say otherwise. I don't want to get cold for misgendering you, but I sincerely hope you don't still identify as a straight white male and aren't married to Mrs. Claus anymore. Do you realize how dangerous it is to promote marriage between a man and a woman? Kids might grow up thinking that's normal, and that would be a terrible thing. Okay, now that I got that off my chest, I'm ready to get into my Christmas wish list this year and tell you the desires of my recently and perpetually inflamed heart. First, I want another winter of severe illness and death for those non-compliant right-wing conspiracy theorists. Can you believe they're still around? I thought for sure the first one would wipe them out, but they look healthier and happier than ever, and I don't like that. That's not fair to people like me who followed orders in this free country. Speaking of following orders, can you send me some extra boosters? Ever since the first ones I got, I haven't been feeling very well. I'm guessing that must mean they're working and I just need a few more. I tried to tweet that, but those hateful conservatives ganged up on me and ratioed me to Middle Earth. I'm furious that Elon Musk bought Twitter and wants to bring free speech back to the platform. Honestly, if it's not too much trouble, can you make one of my gifts be a massive power outage at Twitter headquarters? Ever since people have started being allowed to tweet things I disagree with again, I've been so enraged I can barely function. My heart starts pumping extra fast and I just can't calm down, and it just starts to feel like... hang on a second. Phew. Okay, I'm good for the next few minutes. Almost thought climate change was about to finish me off. That's what's been causing so many of my friends to start dropping like flies. Yeah, climate change. It definitely wouldn't have anything to do with, you know, the thing. Speaking of that, can you give me something that makes me feel like I'm morally superior again? This time last year, I felt so cool showing my little compliance card to everyone, but nobody asks to see it anymore, and that makes me feel kinda dumb. And I'm not dumb at all. I'm really smart. Maybe one day I'll even get to be as smart as John Fetterman. I heard he was recently named one of the most stylish people of 2022 by the New York Times. Good for him. He's a shining example of the best my party has to offer, and exactly what the world needs right now. The world also needs more electric cars, so I'm going to have to ask for one of those this year too. Just not a Tesla. That'll show Elon. I know you have to mine thousands and thousands of pounds of earth to get the materials needed for one electric car battery, but that's a price I'm willing to pay to save the earth. And it's okay. I won't even be able to charge or drive it very much anyway thanks to rolling blackouts due to energy shortages in my blue city. It'll be perfect. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just have to walk everywhere. But that's what the millions of undocumented immigrants do when they cross over our southern border, and nobody does anything to stop them. While we're talking about immigration, I'd like a lifetime subscription to Rosetta Stone so I can learn Spanish as quickly as possible and be able to communicate with my new Latinx neighbors. I call them Latinx whether they want to be called Latinx or not, because I'm so inclusive and tolerant. Those xenophobic conservatives keep pretending that mass immigration will ruin the economy, but that's silly. We've already done that all by ourselves. And honestly, I'm happy about that. Every day after I punch out from my meaningless and soul-sucking job, I think about the indigenous elf people at the North Pole. If they can work hard and keep smiling, I know I can too. Maybe one day we can all eat bugs and live in little pods and own nothing and be happy. When we can't afford to own anything anymore, the government will be able to take care of us. And they never mess anything up at all. It'll be great. Oh, that reminds me. Can you give the government even more power? I only want it because conservatives don't want it. They say it's silly to believe that you, a bearded man, will give me free stuff, but they're just being bigots. Guys with beards promising free stuff has always worked so well in the past. Where was I? Oh yeah, my list. Next, I want more reproductive rights. especially for black women in inner cities. Those terrible white supremacists say unborn black babies deserve to live. That's literally the most racist thing I've ever heard. It would be bad if too many black babies were born, because then some of them might start voting for Republicans, and we can't have that. I wish those right-wingers could just see things clearly, like I do. Speaking of seeing things clearly, the next thing on my list is a pair of special glasses to see the invisible people Biden is always shaking hands with after important speeches. Oh, and I'd also like a bottle of whatever kind of shampoo Joe Biden likes the best. I noticed he never sniffs black people's hair, and my dying wish is to have the honor of being the first black person to be sniffed by him. Wait, also, can you make those glasses I asked for earlier also show me a heads-up display that automatically shows me a person's pronouns? It's so hard to keep up with the growing list, and I don't want to make any mistakes if someone I meet identifies as a gender-void intersex two-spirit. Maybe it'll be easier if I just get reassignment surgery myself. This year, can you give me a rewards card at my local gender reassignment clinic? One day, maybe I too will be able to have perky, completely natural female breasts like Dylan Mulvaney. He's better at being a woman than cis women are. So stunning. So brave. Oh, and while we're on the topic, I'm kinda embarrassed to ask for this, but next on my list, I'd like a voice as deep as Brittany Griner's. Ever since I switched to my soy-based diet, my voice has sounded different and nobody takes me seriously anymore. And while you're at it, can you maybe get me a nice pair of knee pads so I can keep kneeling for the national anthem to honor her brave sacrifice? Maybe if I keep kneeling long enough, my wife's boyfriend will let me sleep on the floor at the foot of his bed every once in a while. Sleeping on the ground outside is uncomfortable sometimes. Anyway, I'm rambling now, and I know this is my longest letter yet, but I just wanted to say, I understand if you can't get me everything I want this year. If you're too stressed and busy, please just donate all my gifts to Ukraine. I don't think we've given them enough money so far. Okay, I think that's everything. Thanks for listening to me. I usually only get attention from Twitter bots, so it's always therapeutic for me to be able to write a letter to you, a completely real man who cares about me. It makes my heart swell just thinking about it, even more than it already is. Happy holidays, Santix. I hope you enjoy the ethically sourced soy milk and bug protein cookies I'm leaving out just for you. Yours truly, Rhett Arted. P.S. Next year, you should dress up in a tiny little revealing outfit and shake your jingle bells in front of some little children. It's the fastest way to get invited to the White House. Just a thought. Thank me later.